Maverick Indicators here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So it is bright and early in the morning. We are way pre-market, but I just got an A+ setup here per the Maverick radar. We got an A+ setup on NQ and an A+ setup on ES. Now I do have my radar set to the mini chart. It doesn't matter, okay? I am trading micros right here just to show you 10 micros, and I'm going to take my trades at market open. I just love using our indicators on trading options actually off the open. So I'm going to look at Microsoft and Tesla, but this is just on a futures chart. And I wanted to show you guys real quick how no matter what you're trading, whether you're trading futures, crypto, stocks, Forex, doesn't really matter. As long as you can chart on NinjaTrader or TradingView, you're good to go with our indicators. So why are we in this trade? Well, first things first, we got an A+ setup on NQ and ES, all right? These two should run together. And when you have an A+ setup on both of these per our ingredients, our elements that we look for, I'm in, as long as we're not hitting some major support or resistance level. Now, I am getting in a little bit early. We should break this structure right here. You can see there's kind of a support level, but I got hot pink candles. Now, the Maverick AI Pro, the first thing I'll point out, the Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data, not to price and direction. Now, we're on a 5-minute chart. A lot of times we trade on 1-minute charts and stuff and things that move quicker and you can see more of a trend, but we're on the 5-minute chart and everything from 7:30 and before, I would just ignore. And yeah, we got this cool sell signal right here and price has been below the Maverick guide for most of this way, which is one of our ingredients. But, this is 5 in the morning trading. You're just going to get a lot of choppiness at 5 in the morning. Nobody's up here. Wall Street's not even awake yet. But if we look from, 7:30 on, what did we get? We broke below the Maverick guide. This blue line, we like to go long when we're above it, short when we're below it. We broke and closed below the Maverick guide. On top of that, you got hot pink candles. Hot pink candles are your strongest downside candle. The Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data that we are seeing in the background, underneath the hood. Instead of just price and direction, this is actually coloring your candles to a formula we're running in the background to decide on the severity and the energy of the buying and selling. And no, it's not volume, okay? So this has been pushing down. So we started to get hot pink candles again, and I'm just betting that we're going to break this this support level. And the reason is because I have an A+ setup on my Maverick radar, okay? So first things first, we have a red background. The bears are in control. The Maverick Bear Bull indicator is telling us the bears are in control with a red background. The second thing is price is below the blue line. We like to go long when price is above the blue line and short when price is below the blue line. The third thing is our Maverick trender is pegged to the top. When this line gets pegged to the top and it cannot go any further, this is the Maverick trender. And it even gives us this big downtrend label. But this is strength and momentum. So if this line was, if the line is green, it's strength and momentum to the upside. If the line is red, it's strength and momentum to the downside. And you can see how you've been on this downward trade this whole way down, and the Maverick trender just kept getting, we call these flat tops. It's where it just can't go any further and it just like keeps hitting the ceiling. And it doesn't slowly come up and slowly come down like a stochastic or an RSI or name your line indicator. This sucker's either at the top or it's at the bottom, which is just great when it comes to, not getting faked out by slow moving indicators. And then finally, our Maverick Multi-X, this indicator up here, think of this as 5 traders. They all have a completely different style. See, we're breaking structure right now. Completely different style, these 5 traders, and T1 through T5. And they all have different biases, different preferences, different things that they're looking for. So imagine if you were in a room with 5 other traders and they all had a completely different style and they all agreed across 6 time frames about their bias. Are they bearish or are they bullish? And right now, all 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. How powerful is that? That is called stacking probability. And just so you know, you can add a 7th time frame to this chart, and you can actually change all these time frames. So you can, if you want the 30-minute, the 60-minute, the 2-hour, that's up to you. And these 5 traders vote every single tick. Pretty awesome. So all these elements that we look for, the red background, the hot pink candles, the Maverick trender firing to the downside, all 5 traders voting bearish across 6 timeframes. The Maverick radar is doing that kind of checklist for you. And right now it's giving us an A+ setup to the downside. A+ setup to the downside on NQ, A+ setup to the downside on ES. And I saw some of the comments. I call it an A+ setup because it is an A+ setup. And some folks were like, hey, I don't see the plus sign next to the A. Well, it looked pretty messy when we designed it to have an A, a plus sign, and a down arrow, or an A, a plus sign, and an up arrow. So we just took out the plus, so that way it's just clean and clear for you guys, okay? So right now, you could get out of this trade, right? You just lost your A+ setup, all right? So if you're looking for a way to get in and out of trades, you can just look at your Maverick radar down here and go, okay, I just lost my A+ setup, so I'm going to get out. I'm going to take I think you lost it when you were up $150 or something, right? So you can just get out. For me, my line in the sand is this Maverick guide, okay? This blue line. Again, when we go above the blue line, when price is above the blue line, we like to go long. When price is below the blue line, we like to go short. And that is my line in the sand, okay? I think of it like my moving trend line. And as long as we don't break and close above this blue line, I'm staying in. And that's just me being used to these indicators and having confidence that we will bounce off that blue line. If we don't bounce off it, it's fine, okay? Losing a couple of trades is totally part of winning in the trading game, right? Okay, we just want to lose way less than we make, okay? So I'm willing to take some bigger shots. And you saw I was up, $400 on this trade when we had our A+ setup. But my line in the sand is this blue line. We have been in an absolute downtrend most of this morning. We got a sell signal way back here. Again, this is going to be choppy movement because you're talking 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I do not suggest trading at those hours because there's nothing going on, right? Wall Street's still sleeping. But overall, we've been in this downtrend here. Bears have been in control most of the time. So just because I lose my A+ setup doesn't mean I'm going to get out. Now you could have taken your $150, $200 when you lost your A+ setup and you got to a B setup and said, okay, well, $200, that's pretty good. $200 a day times 5 days a week, that's $4,000 a month. That's pretty sweet. Not telling you you're going to do that, not financial advice, do your own research, but I have to say those things, but like that's pretty sweet, right? But for me, my line in the sand is this blue line, this Maverick guide. Unless we get really far from it, and then, hey, take the profits off, let it retrace back to the Maverick guide, and then I would get back in if all the signals aligned, if I got back to my A+ setup. See how it's just rejecting right off that blue line? We came all the way up to it, and it rejected. It also rejected in a couple other spots. If you look across this blue line from right to left, there's quite a few times it just bounced. You broke above it at one point, and then it came right back down. So look at that rejection there. Gray candle means indecision or reversal. And right now, it was just an indecision candle, and we're pushing right back down. Look, all 5 traders are still voting bearish across 6 time frames. All 5 of them. And look, now we got a down confidence arrow, and we're starting to get some good grades here on the Maverick radar. We have an A+ setup to the downside on NQ, and we got a B setup to the downside on ES. And when we get A grade on both of them, we'll get a big alert that shows up at the top here that will show us, all aligned and then kind of gets our attention. By the way, again, our indicators work on NinjaTrader and TradingView, and the Maverick radar will be out on NinjaTrader in the next couple of weeks, a little less than 2 weeks. So boom, now we're all aligned. We have an A setup on NQ. We have an A+ setup to the downside on ES. So I'm thinking this sucker's going to come down. So I'm going to hang in here. All 5 traders are still voting bearish across 6 time frames. We got an A+ setup on the Maverick radar. We got a red candle. Red is your second strongest downside candle. Hot pink is your strongest downside candle. And we have a saying, if you see pink, it will most likely sink. And yeah, pre-market, 5 in the morning, that's just, trade at your own risk at 5 in the morning. Wall Street isn't participating. But now that we're getting in past 8 a.m., if you see pink, it will most likely sink. Okay, so I'm gonna hang in here. I'm gonna watch this thing, and then I'll play it in high speed when I post it on YouTube, so you guys don't have to sit here for every single second of movement. But hey, we got an A+ set up on the Maverick radar. We are below the Maverick guide, the blue line. We have hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. That is your strongest downside candle. And now we sit on our hands and we just wait till we either lose our A+ setup, you can get out, or we retrace back to the Maverick guide. So listen, if you want clear vision on your charts, and we walk you through all these indicators, if you want clear vision on your charts, if you want, literally, I say this all the time, but these are the indicators I wish I had when I first started. I was trading all sorts of weird patterns and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But now with these indicators, wow, just clear vision on the charts. It's just unbelievable. Come check us out. Read what our traders are saying. Come to our website. I got to post so many of you guys are winning. I gotta add more of your reviews and your and some of the things, your wins up on our site. I'm a little bit behind on there because they've been just coming in so fast and furious that I've been just like putting them in a folder, and I'm like, wow, so many of our traders are killing it. I got to take time and show the rest of the world how good you guys are doing. Yeah, if you want clear vision on your charts, if you want maybe a little bit more edge in 2026 with your trading, again, available on NinjaTrader and TradingView, come check us out. MaverickIndicators.com. That's MaverickIndicators.com.